Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to my sewing room channel, and this is your tip of the week. Now, I've shown you many times about doing applique patterns like this. So I've got a lot of tutorials on all of these that you see here and even more. So if you're not familiar with applique, what it is you cut shapes out of your fabric and you use something called fusible web. And what it is, it's a glue that is applied to the back of the fabric. Then you place it on your background fabric, put a damp cloth on top of that, and a hot iron with steam, and then it fuses it to whatever background fabric you have. And then to finish it off, you do little decorative stitches like you see here. Now, all of your computerized sewing machines and some of your newer mechanical machines do have applique stitches on it. You may have one of these or maybe all of these and then even more. But if you have a very old machine, you do have a zigzag stitch, you can use this. So this is what your zigzag stitch would look like when you first start stitching. But you can shorten the length so it's a little tighter, and then if you want to, you can even widen it, and that's what it looks like. You can also do the same thing with all of these stitches here. One of my favorite stitches that I use is this medium width satin stitch, and then sometimes I'll use the narrow one. Occasionally I have used some of these other stitches. Sunbonnet Sue is a very popular applique quilt block, and it's got many different ways of doing it. So this is probably one of the more basic Sunbonnet Sue patterns, and this is still a lot of pieces to get together. So if you're just starting out with applique, I wouldn't do something like Sunbonnet Sue. But for those of you who are a little bit more advanced and you like Sunbonnet Sue, you can get books on it. And this is a really great book. It has a lot of different activities that Sunbonnet Sue is getting. And where you get this is on Amazon.com. You go into the book section of Amazon and just enter Sunbonnet Sue patterns, and all kinds of books are going to pop up. So I'll just take you a little bit through this. It actually teaches you how to do the applique stitches. Here are some of the activities, other patterns that are in this book. It's a really fun book. Now, I did do one of the patterns out of this book. I don't remember if it was exactly like one of the patterns, but very similar. So I'm going to have the link below your YouTube screen for this one and then one of the patterns in this book. Now, this is the fusible web that I use, and it's made by Pellon. It's called Light Easy Steam 2, and it's double-sided fusible web. So it allows you to have glue on your little applique pieces as well as the background fabric. And on the back are detailed instructions, and this is really simple to do. You don't even need me to demonstrate it. That's how simple it is. But you get 5 9 by 12 size sheets. And where do you get this? You can get it at Joann Fabrics and Crafts, Amazon, and Etsy, and many other sewing supply websites. Now, if you're a beginner, here's a really simple flower that you can do. It's 2 circles, a large circle, a small circle. This is the actual flower, a rectangle, and just some freehand drawn leaf shapes. And then you put the fusible web on it. And you can turn it into a really attractive block by putting these half square triangles on each side. Now, a while back, I did a quilt as you go for applique patterns. And all of them are very, very basic patterns. So I want to show you just how easy it can be to do your applique. This is a square and a circle. So this is the flower petal part. I drew a line, did an applique stitch over it, Then I drew these funky little leaves and did an applique stitch over it. Now, then when I went to do the stitches on the flower portion, I just used that basic satin stitch, and it's not all even. This is folk art. It's a loose representation of an actual flower. This one is super easy. Now, in that quilt series, I had all kinds of funny little shapes that you can do. Here's another one, and then here's two squares, okay? This is a square with the corners cut off and a circle. This is a freehand drawn heart shape, very funky. I didn't even look, I just closed my eyes and drew. And then here's another heart. I had a little template I used for this heart, but remember, freehand draw. Remember, it's folk art. Here's another square and a circle. This is a circle with a little wedge cut out, and then a square. There again, these were rectangles with squares cut off, I mean the corners cut off. And then this little, I don't know what you call that shape. And then here's some more petals, another tulip, and this almost looks like a cocktail glass to me, but it's a flower. So it's a half square triangle and another half square triangle. So let me show you what eventually came of all of this. So here are some of mine. Now, some of them are a little bit more elaborate, but even if all you did was those basic ones that I showed you, you can see how pretty it would turn out in a quilt. So you can create all just freehand shapes. You don't need to worry about any templates, any circles or squares. Just even if they're lopsided, it makes it more interesting to look at. You can curve your stems or keep the stems straight. You can have little sticks for leaves or draw your own funky leaf shapes. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tip of the week, and I hope you start working with some of these funky little applique patterns. If you are interested in learning how to do this quilt series, remember you can do anything you want in it. The link to the very first block to draw will be listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. So it will be Quilt As You Go series episode number 1. Also look for other links down below, beginner sewing projects. By the way, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.